My daughter was dying in the ICU, and my own father called to ask me to come decorate for my brother's birthday party. When I said no, he said 4 words that changed my life forever. "You're cut off then." What happened after that? Trust me, he never saw it coming. I want to tell you something that happened to me, something I'm still processing, if I'm being honest. My daughter, let's call her my little girl, had been in the ICU for 3 days. 3 days of doctors whispering instead of talking. 3 days of me living on hospital coffee and hallway benches. 3 days where I forgot what my own bed felt like. So when my phone rang and I saw Dad on the screen, my heart actually jumped. For 1 second, I thought maybe he heard. Maybe he's calling to check on her. I picked up and asked him straight away, "How is she?" And he goes, "Anyway, tomorrow is your brother's birthday. Your mom needs help setting up." I just stood there. I told him, "Dad, she's in the ICU." He said he knew. He said I could still come for a few hours. I told him again, "She is fighting for her life right now." And he said something I will never forget. "Your brother only turns 30 once." Here's the thing you need to understand. Growing up, it was always like this. My younger brother could crash a car and get a new one the next week. I asked for help with college and got a lecture on responsibility instead. Different rules. Always different rules. So when I told my dad, calmly, that I was not leaving my daughter's side, his voice changed instantly. He said, "If that's my choice, don't expect anything from them again." He said I was cut off. I actually laughed. I was in my 40s, married, financially independent, hadn't taken a dollar from him in years, and he still thought that threat would scare me. I told him my daughter comes first, and for the first time ever, I didn't call back. I blocked his number. Then I blocked my mom's too. The next day was my brother's birthday. Big party, balloons, cake, my dad smiling in every photo, and not one single person messaged to ask about my daughter. But that same afternoon, something happened. I saw her fingers move, then her eyes opened. The whole hospital room came alive with hope again. That night, once things had calmed down, she looked at me and said something that stopped my heart for a completely different reason this time. She said, "What about Grandpa?" Turns out, she'd heard parts of that phone call while she was drifting in and out of consciousness. And then she said the words that made every single second of that decision worth it. "I'm glad you stayed." Now here's where it gets interesting. A month later, once she was home recovering, the phone calls started. Aunts, cousins, even my brother, all saying the same thing. Dad didn't mean it. He was stressed. He was worried. Funny how nobody was worried about my daughter, only about him. Then I found out why he really reacted that way. He'd been quietly updating his estate plans. He assumed I'd panic at the idea of being cut out. What he didn't know was that my husband and I had spent years quietly building our own future. Rental properties, smart investing, real security, without anyone noticing. So when the papers came from his attorney, cutting me out completely, with a little handwritten note that said, "Actions have consequences," I didn't argue. I didn't beg. I signed it and mailed it right back. Then I made one move of my own. I legally withdrew from a business arrangement I'd stayed in for years, one that had quietly been benefiting him financially. Everything documented, everything within my rights. And just like that, certain benefits on his end disappeared. He started calling from different numbers. I blocked every one. My brother tried too. Ignored. My mother sent letters. Unopened. Months later, on Thanksgiving, the whole family gathered at my parents' house. I wasn't there. My husband wasn't there. My daughter wasn't there. Instead, we rented a small cabin by a lake. No drama, no guilt trips, no demands, just peace. That evening, I watched my daughter sit by the water, healthy, smiling, alive. And then my phone buzzed. One message, 3 words. "We need you." I looked at it for a moment and I deleted it. She asked me what it was. I just told her, nothing important. If this story hit you somewhere, if you've ever had to choose your peace over people who never chose you, hit subscribe right now. Because on this channel, we tell the stories people are too afraid to say out loud. See you in the next one.